The leg was part of the problem for the Ravens last year. That weird incident in pregame warmups where Justin Tucker was infiltrating what the Chiefs were trying to do. Travis Kelce at one point threw the little T, and afterward, Travis Kelce said some things that we can't do the full quote here on this show because, we drop an S-bomb once in a while, but Travis Kelce went full F-bomb on Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker poked the bear last year. There it is. He's down there doing his pregame routine. There goes his helmet, courtesy of Travis Kelce, throwing some of the other stuff away. Patrick Mahomes trying to warm up. Tucker down there. And what Kelce said is, you could tell by the look on Tucker's face, he knew what he was doing, kind of like a wink in his eye. Like he knew exactly what he was doing. There go the balls, there go the helmet. Kelce wasn't having any of that. Well, Devin, this time around, Justin Tucker is not going to poke the bear. Justin Tucker was asked about what happened last time. He knows. He made a mess last time. He's not making a mess this time. Here he is from earlier in the week.
Against a great football team with great players, great coaches, and do everything I can to prepare myself to be ready to contribute to the Ravens winning a football game. And that's all I got to say about it.
So you go about it the same way as last time?
I will prepare. My focus will be on preparing myself to go in to the football game and contribute to a Ravens win. That's all I care about.
Now, it's funny. This is another example of the difference between the words that you see on a screen and the way they're delivered. The way they were delivered tells me that John Harbaugh said to him, there better not be a word that comes out of your mouth. There better not be an action that comes out of your body that in any way riles up the Chiefs. And if you're asked about it, here's the paper. This is what you are to say. It just feels like he had it memorized, and he's under orders, and he's not stepping out of line this time.
It's funny you say that because I read it in the doc last night, and I'm looking at his quotes, and I'm like, I wrote down, what else he's supposed to say? That's what he should say. Like, we're going, because I'm thinking he's talking about, we're just going to win. I'm doing what I need to do for the Ravens. And then I watched the video just now, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty funny. He knows what he did last year did not help the Ravens win a football game. No matter if he was just going through his routine, and he does it every single week. When you're down there and you're warming up to kick field goals, and the starting quarterback from the Kansas City Chiefs comes down there and they're warming up, you move out of the way. You do what you need to do, but you do it in a way that it's not right in front of them, where you don't have your helmet by where he's doing his drops or whatever you want to call it. He fully understood that. And whether it was Harbaugh or maybe it was teammates who then came, if you played on the Baltimore Ravens defense, who went in that game, and Patrick Mahomes, I was there last year, and they went in the first two drives, they went down and scored touchdowns against a defense that by the end of the season, we felt like was arguably the best defense in the NFL for what they had left injury-wise and what was taking the field. And all of a sudden, this Chiefs offense that last year when we watched wasn't the same kind of offense. Back-to-back 14 points on the scoreboard just like that. And I think for Tucker, you sit there and you're like, I don't know if I helped us in this situation. So now going into the game, I will let everyone know. I won't say it in a way that makes me seem scary. That I am simply doing all that I can do to help the Ravens win a football game. I'm all for Justin Tucker. What he does for that team is huge. But like I always say, at the end of the day, I have a ton of respect for kickers. I think they have a hard job of, you show up in a moment where everyone's watching just this one thing. And if you miss it, everyone hates you. If you make it, it's just like, hey, he should have made it. That's a sucky job. I always talk to Stephen Gostkowski about it. But at the end of the day, when you're a kicker, you don't want to be the center of attention in any game because you just don't have enough to do with the game. You're not kicking enough. You're not doing it. So move out of the way. Let the guys who are determining the game for most of the time do it. And you just kind of stay off to the side until you're called in and be like Justin Tucker has been his whole career, one of the best to ever do it. That's the role he wants to stay in, not being the guy who gets Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs going. So I love his approach. Great approach, Tucker.
Well, and as Kelce had said, he could see the look in his eye. He knew what he was doing. And for those of you who were seeing the video, I saw the look in his eye that he knew what he was doing this time. Somebody told him, this is all you're going to say. And he kind of had a smile, and he kind of had a little twinkle, and he knew this is all he's going to say about it or else. And think about it this way, too. The Ravens, traditionally kind of the bullies, right? They send the
Mhm.
kicker. They send the kicker to mess with Mahomes and Kelce. Are you kidding me? I suspect that in and of itself pissed off the Chiefs. Like, this is the guy you send to try to mess with us? You got all these badasses and none of them are willing to come down here and give it. You send the kicker to do your dirty work? And I don't think they did. That's what made it worse. He did it on his own. If they're gonna mess with them pregame, it's not gonna be the kicker who gets sent down there.
They better send Matabike down there to do some damage if you're going to send anybody. But I do think I think that's what is so awesome about the game of football is that I truly believe Justin Tucker was doing his normal routine. And then they came on the field and he saw it as a chance to, like you said, kind of be a little bit of an a-hole. I'm going to do this. But like what I love about the game of football is when Kansas City left the field, I'm sure they went into the locker room and they were steaming. And they saw that as Baltimore did on purpose. Tucker did on purpose. They sent him down. And that fueled the beginning to me. That fueled the beginning of the game for them. Whereas, yes, it's a big game. Yes. And we always hear people say, you don't need any more motivation with a chance to go to the Super Bowl. It's true. You don't need it. But if it just so happens to happen and you get it and it creates that, it's like, it's that little bit of extra that I think got them going, that when you're playing against a team that, I don't want to say better than you, but they've been in this situation and they've shown that they can execute, and you just don't want to do that. You don't want to give any little extra to it. So, but I do think that for Tucker and for Baltimore, there has to be a little bit of like, yeah, I'm saying this and I'm going to smile because this is what they need. But I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Tucker tries to find something to insinuate of like, hey, this happened last year. I'm not going to do it the same way. But I'm still going to be a little bit of an a-hole. I want you to feel that I'm here a little bit. I just don't want to be as mainstream. So I'm going to try to see if there's something that we can see in pregame that just reminds us a little bit of like, we're still the Ravens, we're still the bully, and we're going to still try to do something that lets you know that.
You know, there's that rah-rah contrived bull crap that coaches will try to come up with, players try to come up with. Your guy, Tom, nobody believes. And as I remember that game, you guys beat the Chargers in the division round. And he says on the field to Tracy Wolfson, nobody believes. And it's like, Tom, everybody believes in you. What are you talking about? Everybody believes in you. And we
believed it as a team.
Then there's the real and organic disrespect. I mean, think about it. The Chiefs were less than a month removed from being embarrassed at home by the Raiders. They weren't the team that had the swagger. That was one of the moments that kind of injected that back into them and equipped them to have the mindset necessary to beat the Ravens in Baltimore. And then, boom, it's back in the Super Bowl. And then, boom, it's another 10-point deficit. And the next thing you know, they're holding up the trophy and they're hanging a banner on Thursday night. And we will be there for it. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.